All right, we're going to call to order the Town of Fontana Dam Council meeting at 5:35. In attendance is Brandon Jones, Lacey McBee, Zelly Rogers, and John Hodgson. And Kevin, for our public. I'm taking over mayor's position today as mayor pro tem. We need a motion to approve the agenda for today.
I motion to approve the agenda for today.
All right, Lacey, thank you. And we need
All in favor.
all in favor? Okay. And we need a motion to approve the January minutes
And the closed session minutes as
and
well.
the closed session minutes as well.
Did you guys read those over?
I looked at it
Yes.
from your email.
I motion to approve the January and closed session minutes.
All in favor? All right, public, you got anything, Kevin? No?
No, I'm good tonight. Thank you, guys.
All right. And discussion items, you got financial reports.
Yeah. We'll be out of here in 5 minutes. So financial report. Okay, so in general fund, we have $180,314.54. Our utility fund has $54,551.37 for a total of $234,865.91. Remember at the last meeting, the utility fund was like 200 and some thousand dollars, and I told you that that was for Portland Utilities, so it just passed through. But still, at $234,000, we're far better than what we've ever been financially. So that is good, but
Time to put in the toll booth.
yeah, right. But we are looking. I'm still trying to work on finding a new truck for garbage pickup,
Yeah.
and also we're going to put up a building to keep our stuff stored in, so that we keep from losing it. Because
New building?
yeah, like we're going to try and put it. We talked to Meredith about putting it behind back here. You know, so we can put the salter and the plow and all of our tools and keep stuff in there. And
Oh,
keep it
that's
locked
great.
up.
Like,
Yeah, that's good.
Like a salt dome kind of thing, where you like open on one side, or like
Well, just like a regular storage building that has, I mean, it'll be a big,
Yeah.
sturdy one, because we have to have a certain width to be able to get that plow in
Close
and out.
it.
The Kwanzaa huts are very cheap to build right now.
The what is?
But what he's talking about, the dome with
Yeah.
the garage door that you put all your equipment in like they do up north,
Uh-huh.
those are super cheap to build.
I've not seen those. Where would those be at?
Just
Just,
got Kwanzaa huts. I got a guy building one on the lake as a floating house because it's so cheap.
Oh, cool.
He's gonna put a
Yeah.
garage door on both sides so he can open it up and it's one big open area.
that's called a what?
A Kwanzaa hut?
Oh, a concept.
Yeah, that's what they call that. I would call it a half dome salt getter, but you know, when you're up north, that's what they look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Almost like a
Okay,
barracks.
almost like
It's pretty much,
like an airplane hangar or
yeah,
something
it's
like
pretty
that.
much 10, but for the square footage, what you pay per square feet, that's probably the best way to go.
And what is it made out of?
It's
Is it like
your
just-
frame's metal? You got 10 going around it.
Yeah,
Right.
like
And
that
then
kind of
it's-
wavy metal.
Yeah.
Corrugated.
Well, some of it looks really neat.
Look at that. You might save a ton of money.
Yeah, I will put that down as an option there. Yeah.
Yeah, like salt domes are open on one side, you know. Kind of the same thing.
Well, we definitely want to lock a door on it to have a lock on it, you know,
Yeah.
because, I mean, we've lost our chainsaw, we lost, a drill, we've lost several things, and, you know, I'd almost think that they disappeared shortly after Jason, so,
Well,
you know. At least if we have someplace to keep things locked up, then there would have to be a record that somebody other than David was taking them out. You know, there'd have to be a record of them getting it that way.
garage doors on them.
Yeah,
They
so,
come together pretty easy too.
yeah. You know, we're buying up some stuff like paint to redo the lines and stuff. I was telling you guys about that. We're looking around, but through Amazon, man, it was 30 and 12, 30 white, 12 yellow, $600 and almost $700.
Wow.
I couldn't believe that. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
We're digging out new parking at the marina, and to start with, I'm gonna need some white lines on it so people understand what I did.
Yeah, well, it's gotta be on the road though, Brendan, not in the parking lots. It's gotta be what is considered town roads, because we'll be using Powellville money to get it. you know, so.
That's it.
And all we need to do is to confirm it, is to look and see, because I know some of that area there, they did count as, because it's through.
You know where the dumpster is?
Mm-hmm.
All right, when you pass the dumpster and you come in, before you go over the hill there,
Mhm.
on the left, I dug that hillside out and then put it down. I got a bunch of 3-inch jaggers that I'm gonna put down in that parking right there.
All right.
Where you can't park there anymore because we're getting so much business, so we're gonna make 21 spots. It don't matter, I get some like paint this stuff. Just
Yeah.
so people, once they see it, it's just like sheep, they'll keep doing it, but till they see
Well,
it.
it could though, it could be, if it's part of our
It's-
roadway,
it's-
then, you know, then
It's
they
on
can.
that driveway, but I don't know
Right.
if that's.
Well, we just said that there should be a street sign on it, we can look and see if it's on our map, then we can do it.
Yeah, let's look at it one day.
Yeah, and then I know also the resort's needing some lights in some places, there's some really dark areas, so that's gonna be probably another big expense,
Do
but.
you want me to start taking pictures when I'm out?
Well, you don't really, maybe not so much, well, unless,
Like the area?
yeah, maybe the area, or just write it down or something when you get back home, you know,
Cause
before
that
you seen it
whole,
out.
that whole main road, I have to walk, like, I walk in at night. I'll walk in up the side street because it's all, you know, it's all lit up, but everything down that main road is out. Like,
Mhm.
coming up, past Dennis' house, all the way up the road, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And
You
it's,
just need bulbs or what?
Well, I don't know, I think what I'm gonna do is get a bulb to begin with and see if they put one in there, if it works again, and if it doesn't, then we know we need the light,
Get
but,
one of them new bulbs that turns purple.
yeah, I like those purple lights
I thought
myself,
that was like.
but it's, what is it, it's a filament in it or something that's not working correctly?
Something that's.
I think it was a mistake.
It was a
Yeah.
mistake,
We
yeah.
passed a ton of them and I thought it was meant to be, but apparently not.
Yeah, I know, I hate that though, because I really like it.
I thought it was great.
I think it was neat too. Have you seen them, Kevin? You know the purplish lights?
I know,
Seen
yeah.
them in the street lights?
Up here, you mean?
Oh, no, not
Oh,
just
you
here,
street.
everywhere.
Oh, no, I haven't noticed that. No.
They're all turning purple and it's something, a defective bulb that they
Oh.
sold everybody. and-
Wow.
where that guy fell and broke his leg, there's no light at all there.
Well,
That was
you know,
that was the same night as my wreck, by the way. That dude broke his leg.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Where the?
For a time, I was actually waiting for the car to get pulled out when the call came in that he had slipped on the ice, so we could hear it in the car. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's something that we do like the solar street lights, so like to run power to it, or is that something you're gonna?
Well, we can do, I mean, there should be power, if it's streets, there should, you know, because there's power poles up and down through there should already be power on them.
Right.
Just put it on the phone.
Yeah, but you know, I know when Greg was here, all of the lighting that we bought during that time was solar and it was motion activated.
Did it work?
The where he put them, yeah, it did, yeah. And that was a little bit cheaper than, because the lights, fixtures themselves are expensive. I can only, like, for the money that we have allocated out of it, I can only get like 2 or 3 each year.
You just have to be really careful with those solar lights. Like on my house, they work absolutely great. I have 2 of them. I bought 2 of them, and they're great. They run all night long. But then Amber, she got one, and it didn't work at all on hers because she just isn't getting enough
Sun, yeah.
So you gotta be really careful up there with all the trees.
Yeah, even with the cutback, there's still,
There's still,
yeah.
I'm sure, areas where they don't get enough light to work there.
Well, I think they were solar powered, or maybe they were just motion detected operation, you know, they had to have motion to make them come on, but I don't know, to tell you the truth, I don't know. It's been a long time since we've ordered lights, so I don't know.
The one in Greg's cabin, it is, when you walk by it, so I walk through there too all the time, it does come on, but he has it like on his porch, so it comes on.
Yeah,
this
see,
way,
that
it
would
doesn't
have,
come
that
on.
was something that he put on himself, that wasn't nothing that the town did, because we couldn't put them on the cabins, they have to be on the streets. That's the one thing that, now, if we did not use POW bill money, because POW bill money is restricted strictly for street use, that's the only thing you can use it for. You can't even use it to buy signs like for your roads. You can do directional like stop signs or keep right or something like that. You can use POW money to purchase those kind of signs, but you can't to say Fontana Campground Road or Welch Cove Road. You can't use POW bill money for that. And then like for lights, you can use it for poles that illuminate the road, but not for a parking lot or for a cabin or for anything like that. So the money, I mean, we have all of our roads in a map that the state has, and this is what we get paid on. The money, our percentage of it comes from that. And so that road name has to be on that for us to be able to put a light on it using Powell bill money. Now, we could use other funding, you know, to do whatever, but for Powell bill funding, it has to come, it has to follow their things. It's like a building, even like for getting and keeping the salt spreader and the plow and stuff in there, we can't use any cost from the Powell bill money to cover the cost of the building, even though we'll be storing Powell bill purchase stuff, you know. They're very strict on how you can use that money, so, but, you know, it's understandable. I mean, we get a very small amount, but there's some places that get a huge amount, and so there has to be real accurate records of it. And we are fortunate we've got quite a bit built up, because basically the only thing we've been buying has been salt and paving stuff, and then every now and then some gravel.
Right.
So, you know, we have enough built up to where we can get a few things.
The gravel jump in price.
I haven't checked it yet.
I bought the last 20 tons for $350. I just bought 40 tons, and each 20-ton load was like 700 tons.
Ooh, it doubled, huh?
And I asked the guy, I said, hey man, that rock didn't double in price in that ground. You know?
Right.
That's
a fair point,
It's a commodity you're digging out.
That's
of that
exactly
ground.
right.
And
Yeah.
he said, well, it's the fuel. And I said, so it costs $350 in fuel to drive from Nantahala to here? I said, do you want the rock or not?
There you go. That's when you say, okay.
Yep, 2 loads of it. Appreciate it. Have a
Yeah,
good
for something
day.
that's local like that, I mean, I
Yeah.
can't really, you maybe, it's come from like California maybe.
Yeah.
$700.
That's a big deal.
I'm not surprised you questioned him on that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, sometimes it helps if you do.
Sure.
$350 to $714 is a huge.
That
jump.
is a very huge jump. But it's like that, you know, they're saying that gas is gonna be $5 a gallon here soon.
In this area.
Yeah. It said even in North Carolina where it's normally cheaper.
Yeah.
That by the end of, you know, midsummer or so that we can be looking at $5 a gallon.
Already that way in California.
Yeah.
My car is a state park, I will walk.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
drive to work anymore.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, I'll just walk
Well,
there.
just to drive here to the marina and back is probably $20 in fuel.
I know, right?
That gas mileage.
Oh yeah, but it'll pull the heck out of a boat.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's right.
How many boats did you buy at these last 2 boat shows you went
I
to?
didn't buy too many. I bought the resort some paddle boats. I got
Oh, good.
a banging deal on paddle boards.
Okay.
I bought brand new body glove paddle boards with GoPro hookups, paddles,
Ooh.
everything. $1,200 boards, $250 a piece.
Oh my
I
goodness.
almost
Good for
bought
you.
20 of them myself to sell at the marina just to I
Yeah.
sell them for $500.
That's
You know, and then people
Yeah, and still would have been like.
That's like the show deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show deal. No, I didn't, but guess what? I did talk. So Malibu comes to Santila to do all their pictures. And so that's what I've been in Supreme and Centurion, which is the top surf brand boats. So the Supreme Centurion rep for the company was in Chattanooga, and we hung out one night, and then we were over in Charlotte together, and he used to work for Malibu, and we were talking about this. So I've got Supreme and Centurion coming to Fontana Lake in May to do all their photo shoots for their boats, and I'm trying to hook them up with staying up here at the resort. So they'll come in for a week, bring all their top-of-the-line boats, shoot all the photos, like Malibu's doing on Fontana. So I did talk my way into that, which means they'll bring, you know, world champion surfers, wakeboarders.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, that would be
Come over to the
amazing.
Resort, and
Be a good draw for this area, too.
Yeah, it'd
Yeah.
be pretty cool. Man.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, definitely keep us informed of that. That'd
yeah,
be awesome.
Yeah, I told Meredith about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're coming in May for sure. Like,
Oh, they are definitely coming
They
in.
set the date, they're coming, and I'm trying to get them in at the resort now, because if they don't stay here, they'll have to stay in Bryson, but they'll have to come to this end of the lake to shoot, because we.
Why wouldn't they stay here? Well, May, we have the Mini Coopers, we have, that last weekend in April, we have the Wookiees, then the Mini Coopers are the first weekend, but what day are they looking at?
I don't know, I can find out the exact dates.
Yeah.
But they settled on it, said they were coming May. when the water was up to shoot. But they'll have to shoot over here and watch out for our marina, because they won't shoot the other end because it's full of houses.
Yeah,
So
and
they need
nasty.
They need the smokies, and they know about the cleanup and all, so they're gonna come.
Sweet.
But it did talk our way into that.
That's
That's
good.
great.
Yeah, that's good.
Pretty cool.
All right, great. Way to go. That'll be something good draw for the resort and everything.
Oh, yeah, and those boats, when they fill up, it's like $300 a tank to fill up a tank. So
Yeah.
well, gas those. I've been trying to do wakeboard competitions out there or something and bring in wake boats, surf boats, and have deals going on there, because if you can have 10 boats, it's probably $400 or $500 a day in fuel, and
Yeah.
that's a pretty good bit of gas.
And then I was also the restaurant to eat
Yep.
and, place to stay, so it's always good to try and diversify the kind of people that come here, and get different.
Yeah. Well, the main
kinds of
thing is
people.
our lake's so rural and there's not a lot of boats on it, they can go out there all day and shoot and not worry about other boats
Right.
being in their way, or when they're surfing, having to watch out. All the lakes, wherever you go to any lake, they're so populated now, you can't really do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't even, when we go to Chattooga, I don't even take my boat anymore, because all I do is sit there and I can't actually do anything behind it because there's so many other boats.
Hmm.
We got it going on, and
Yeah.
it's a great lake.
Yeah, that it is. They will, I'm sure, appreciate the beauty of it. Yeah.
Utility report?
Okay, so the pipe bursting down 28 is completed. They completed it, I think, last week. They gave me some camera footage of it. It just is a white pipe that goes down through there. It's like amazingly smooth and all connected, nothing in it. It is amazing. It is tripled our flow to the wastewater plant.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So we're definitely moving in the right direction with that. So we still owe them for payment number 3 and then their final payment when they send that. So that.
Ended up being successful.
Yes, and I think it came in under budget, so that's good, but now it doesn't have the paving on it. So, the DOT wanted us to pave that whole section, and when I was talking to Mike about that, Michael Jones, which is permitting coordinator for the DOT for this area, I told him, I said, now, I know that a couple of years ago, I was talking with DOT, and it had been approved to do like a road widening improvement from the lake, from the bridge, Old Tennessee River, up to 143 at least, but I mean, up to the split up here. And, oh no, I've not heard anything about it. I don't know what you're talking about. So I contacted Rose, which is with our Council of Government in Silva, and she works with the DOT. And I said, did I dream this? And she's like, no, you didn't dream it. It is definitely still on. So there is an improvement coming, which is going to be really aggravating if they come and then mess up our new pipeline down through there. Because they covered up already a lot of our manholes in the roads. That's why we had to dig them up. They never asked anybody, they just did it. And then they were doing core samples of the road, and they went right through our pipe when they did that. So.
The poly pipe that you put in down there, when you put all that weight on it, it expands and moves, it's not like the side.
Yeah, it probably won't be like what we had in there before, I'm sure.
No, you probably had a metal pipe in there.
But the other thing is that if they're coming down and they're doing all that, they're gonna have to repave that road anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
What year did she say?
Well, she said it's still on the books, but like a lot of the stuff that went on before COVID hit, it's been put on a back burner. It might have to go up again. It might be defunded and then have to go through the I can't get that word out. Yeah, like a priority. Yeah, and have it redone again.
Do
But
we still have to put the weed killer in that pipe that we didn't do the other since it's poly, or will the
I think so, the root killer. Well, even if you don't put it directly into that manhole with all of the other coming down, it will go through it. Because it'll all end up at the wastewater plant, so it has to come through there. But, yeah, it will still, because you still have seams in there at the manholes.
Right.
So that's where your weak spots are, even with this
So we're
pipe.
gonna do that this time, right?
Yes, we are, but, we're gonna have somebody, Dennis will be more at the wastewater plant than he will be at the water plant at that time, so. And, we'll, that will give him the opportunity, and we'll be checking to make sure that he is on the schedule with that, so. That will be.
I remember y'all talking about that a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that will be, and he's also gonna go up here to where all of these houses were taken off, and sold off and burned down and done away with, like up here in this field and on this bank and all this stuff, and we bought caps and a foam to seal them off, to prevent leakage and stuff, so that should help us a lot as well, so. But now, we still have issues inside the village itself, with our septic system, so.
You got your main line, but,
Yeah, that was important right there, it really was.
The water leak over 5 million you're talking about.
Old Faithful over
Yeah, Old
there?
Faithful, yeah, I don't think that's been,
It's not been fixed yet.
I don't think it's been fixed yet, no. I think they did get the houses that Dennis went and found that was leaking, the water heaters and stuff, though, I think they did get those fixed,
Those
so.
are like the 500.
Yeah, and there was like 3 of them, I think, yeah. And,
I haven't noticed as much chlorine either, so they're doing pretty good.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Hopefully it will continue like that, right? Of course, it's getting time for the pools to come back on again.
That one day was really bad though.
Yeah, with the chlorine.
Yeah, just that one random day it was horrible.
I don't know if one of them just like stubs her toe when they're putting it in. I don't know.
One of those ocean videos. That
Yeah, don't do this with X on the screen.
Johnny was not paying attention.
He dumped the whole bucket in this.
Oh, no.
And then when Brandon takes a shower, he gets a chemical there.
Don't do that.
Residents will not be happy.
Yeah, that reminds me of when I was working for the newspaper, that I went, this house burned, right? And so I went up there and I was taking pictures and doing a story on it and stuff. Well, my cousin in South Carolina was volunteer fireman, and they went in for training. And the guy was saying, this is something you don't want to do. And there was my picture from the Great Star of these guys out in their uniform with this blazing house and stuff. And he seen my name. He's like, oh my God.
That's hilarious.
Don't do this. So that'd be safe then. Yeah, don't stub your toe when you're putting the chlorine in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's basically it on utility. Everything now, I don't know, I think we have people that are coming in to look at the resort again next week, so
Okay.
I don't know what'll happen from that point. And
Yeah.
onward and upward, we just keep plugging away and seeing what we can do.
They're coming Tuesday, right?
I think so. They're coming Monday night, spend the night, and going around Tuesday, I think. Yeah.
Fontana Foundation discussion.
Well, okay, so the reason I put this on here is because I know that we had talked about, doing the rounding up, and that you had said, I wanted you to explain to them what you think the difficulties would be with it in rounding up, because I know with QuickBooks and all the stuff in behind the scenes that I don't know about, and I can't relay that very well.
So basically, when you run a credit card and put the tip on. But then if you want to round up, it has to all then be like taken out of QuickBooks somehow. And all of it just ends up being like very, very complicated with coding and, by what Mitchell said, is it would just be a complete nightmare to try to do the system we have now. Now, if we get that new system that we might get, hopefully, in the fall, then it could be built right in, and then it wouldn't be a problem at all.
But now, but Mitchell,
A lot of new system, they're waiting on somebody to come in.
yeah, I think that's been
You're talking about micros?
But I
yeah.
talked to Mitchell, he said QuickBooks was no problem to do that.
That's not what they were telling me.
I talked to him yesterday about it, he said that was easy. So basically, the POS is the issue, so we gotta get in touch with POS and have them add it. And what they do at other businesses, instead of rounding up, they add $1 to it to track it. I don't know why, but that's what they do, and it makes it easier.
It probably would be easier. That's what he was telling me. It was like all between the POS and how it imports into QuickBooks and how you then have to separate it out is kind of what he was saying. But
Yeah, so it adds $1 into tracks, and that's why, I guess.
If we could figure out an easy system to this
Every
is,
business does it. And
I know.
everywhere I've been lately, even a 10 by 20 bar that has one person working at it, would you like to round up for this foundation? So I know it can't be that complicated. It's just, the main problem is getting the POS button in there, and that's something we gotta talk to whoever does our POS.
It's
But
not a
he-
good system, that
he-
POS system.
Yeah, but he told me yesterday that,
Well, he's gonna be here tomorrow.
Yes, he will be.
If you have the opportunity, just to ask him, not to even say that we're doing it, but, you know,
Ask him
this,
how.
how difficult really would this be? Simply because this is the best case scenario in getting money into this
Yeah.
foundation. We don't really have any other way to get money into
Think
it.
about it like this, it might be
I have a question.
complicated for us to do it, but, so GSMA does it. They bring in a lot of money, that's a visitor center for the Smoky Mountains National Park. Last year, Sarah was there working for them, $2 million, just rounded up, that's how much money they got.
Wow.
So let's just say we get $200,000, there's a roof on that cabin over there, that project's done, there's other stuff that's done. It can't be too complicated to turn down, that's a lot of money we leave on the table. If everybody rounds up to the nearest dollar and we come up, even if we came up with $100,000 for a year,
Right.
that's a lot of money for lake cleanup. We could broaden our horizons with that kind of money and figure out what
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
fixing up.
We could help more people in the community
Yeah.
that like might be sick, you know.
Yeah.
But the main thing is just trying to figure out a way to get money into this foundation, because that is the most crucial thing. If we don't do something with that cabin, it's gonna
fall apart.
it's gonna fall. And not only that, I'm worried about people getting hurt in there.
So the point of the foundation is like,
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. What exactly is this
The
Fontana
Fontana
Foundation?
Foundation
Yeah.
has been in operation for several years, and we used to have like fundraisers and stuff where they would sell hot dogs at the 4th of July and the money and the proceeds from that. And then also there was a check contribution that they could do, like employees could put like $1 into the foundation. There is 3 major goals or projects inside the foundation. One is for the lakeshore cleanup, one is for Gunther Cabin, and the other one is to help people in the community. Like if, you know, your house burns down, or, you know, or if you need firewood, or.
So it's all
you
for,
know.
it's all a goodwill thing.
Yeah, it's all, it's
Yeah,
a,
it's a
it's a
nonprofit.
501, it's a nonprofit, so.
Oh, it's 501c. Okay, all right.
Honestly, the biggest problem with the whole round is we don't have an IT person.
Right, and that very well could be it.
So what you're saying is if somebody like runs, like if I go eat at the restaurant, I could actually like donate at the end of the meal to the foundation?
Just like when you drive through McDonald's and
Yeah.
you pay $3.50 and they say.
Yeah, once you round it around McDonald's, yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Okay,
Right,
that's a good idea
A lot of
though.
businesses are doing
Yeah.
that. now.
right.
That's a really good idea.
But we don't-
If you can figure it out.
We don't really need the IT person, we need to call POS, have them.
That's what the IT person would do. They have to update everything on the network, and I don't know how to do any of that.
We
either.
call POS.
You have. to
But they
have-
would still have to have, I think you would have to have a physical person to do the update. They might be able to talk you through it, but you would still have to have a physical.
Contract work.
No, he's not on contract work.
No, he's not.
he's not, okay.
No. So there is an ad in the paper for an IT person, so
Yes.
we might actually get somebody that might know something about that. The point is that we'll try and figure something out, and if you have the opportunity to talk with Mitchell tomorrow about it, that would be great. I would if I was gonna be here tomorrow, I would, pull him aside and talk to him about it, but if we can ever get it to work, then what we could do is like, we could have a standard, like, thing that we have at the front desk or at the restaurant, so that people can just read that
Yeah.
and not have to think about it,
What the foundation is.
Yeah, well, or just about rounding up,
Lisa was talking about putting it on the tables, what the foundation was, and
Right.
explaining it, and then when they checked out, they said, would you like to round up to the Fontana Foundation? The customer's not gonna look at you like, what are you talking about? Because they see it all over the country.
Right.
It's just a normal thing in a business.
Right.
Plus it keeps you from having
I think the
change
dollar
every
thing might be, I really think the dollar thing might be the easiest way. But
Well, that's
add a dollar and then take it away.
Sarah could probably explain that to you better. She told me, and I just looked at her like, huh? But she said, instead of, you round up, the customer pays to the dollar. But the way the system works is they jump an extra dollar in and then subtract it back down. I don't know.
Now she was doing that when she was working with
Yeah,
the
that's how
smoking.
they did it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she has actually had experience in how that works, not necessarily the bookwork that
Yeah,
you would do,
yeah.
but it just in the rounding up itself, so.
I mean,
Yeah.
that part doesn't, that is what it is, we'll figure that
Talk to
part
Mitchell,
out.
because I talked to him yesterday. He was all for it. He said that it was easy to do and quickly.
That part doesn't bother me, it's the part of the IT stuff, like, I can't do that. You should have seen me on the network the other day trying to update QuickBooks. I literally could not file our taxes because QuickBooks was not updated on the actual network, like our whole network. So, and it
Well,
wouldn't update.
understand, the goal is not to make more work for you.
No,
That
I
is,
don't-
you know,
I
I
mean,
mean, I know
it's
that
fine, but-
things, if it's too complicated, we'll have to figure out something else or another way to
Does
do it,
Baker
but.
not have an ID now?
Is who?
Not that is on property. He does not come on property. They do
But can
everything
you do
remote.
that remote?
We've asked, we've tried asking, and we did talk about this because we really need someone. I mean, there's no internet up in the village at all. So
I don't know, there's somebody that has shown a lot of interest and should be getting it back to us by tomorrow morning if they're interested. And then the whole network thing is just not an issue at all. It's just,
Yeah,
they'll be
I know,
able to
we
do
gotta
it.
have one, cause I blow up down there at the marina probably 5 times this season, and when it blows up, you have to have an IT guy to fix it, or you aren't doing business.
Right, I know.
But right now, that all comes to like Meredith and I, they call us and I'm like, well, I don't know anything about your printers or,
Right.
like, I don't know how to fix that.
But I don't believe we're going forward with the new system, that was kind of a problem.
Yeah, I didn't think, I think that was pretty much one out.
Expensive.
Do that.
Yeah, it is
Mitchell
expensive, but.
said he was gonna, depending on what happened with this one, that in October when TDAs, they do all their
Yeah,
end
they
of the year
looked at it
stuff.
then, if
He
they
said,
didn't
yeah,
get
if
somebody.
they didn't get somebody, so I think that's
Their
what,
hopes and dreams is that they get somebody.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it
Baker's
is.
put in for it too.
Who?
The resort?
Baker?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Baker put in for it as well?
Yeah, there's two, there's the Robin, what's his last
Turner.
name? Robin Turner and then Baker's, the two people that came to that meeting who were interested. They were looking for like not like a long term, but like a 5-year kind of.
I just didn't stick with Baker's, you know, that's it. I mean, I like Robin, I know Robin, I have no issue with Robin, so I shouldn't even say that.
The Wonder
actually.
Works guy?
Huh? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I like the light show on the down, we can do Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
That would be interesting.
Now that would draw a crowd for sure.
Yeah.
It's like a Stone Mountain draw or something.
I know, they're not gonna let
You
them
know-
do that.
you know
You might
what?
as well get your mind off that, cause
When
that's not
when
gonna
I
happen.
first came here, man, you know, I throwing out ideas. Well,
Yeah.
down there, you've got tons of water flow, and it's deep.
Sure.
And I told them, I said, do like the man in Hala did, go down there and throw big old boulders in, make rapids
Yeah,
everywhere, and we'll
very
have
cool.
our own whitewater center
There you
right
go.
there, they can train on. Everybody was like,
Wow, that's just like that,
You like show? I'm like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
the guy that was with the internet that had all those followers that wanted to shoot a basketball from the top of the dam to the bottom of the dam to a basket.
Right.
He has millions of followers.
Right.
I mean, the exposure would have been phenomenal. They agreed to mention Fontana Village Resort, you know, to give a plug there. Yeah, they wouldn't allow
That's
that.
crazy. Man, that would have been cool. That would have worked
I know,
harder.
That's like
That's
the two
not
perfect thing for us.
Right.
You literally are not allowed to walk on the grass, like if you walk on the
They say, yeah,
grass.
they say don't walk on the
Yeah,
grass.
you are,
Down
yes,
there all the time, nobody says nothing to me.
on
I know,
the
but-
side that they have, where the TVA part is,
Yeah,
like,
that's where I go.
I know,
Right.
they're
You're
like-
not really supposed to, right? I mean, they could be really nasty about it. They could.
They got a $10,000 trespassing sign on there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to start looking at these.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah,
Your taxes may be cheap.
I was gonna make reference to that. I don't know what it is. That's funny.
They have to get like a
That's
special
pretty good.
license even to use their parking lot.
Next time, okay, I guess I'll.
Yeah, you better check that
I've
out.
broken them.
When are they gonna raise the lake level back up? Do we know?
They start bringing
It
it back
came
up.
up 15 feet, it comes down 3.5 feet.
Ah, okay.
And it's gonna rain tomorrow night about an inch, that's a foot. And then it'll come down, and then next week, it's supposed to rain all week, and boy, if they probably can't keep up with it. It'll come up, it'll probably go down a couple more times about mid-March.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They'll start bringing it up, that way by May, we're sitting pretty.
yeah.
I'm hoping we get a ton of rain that just goes on and jumps to the top.
Right.
There's supposed to be rain like all next week.
We're at least we're up 13 feet.
I think
right
it
now.
is, yeah.
'Cause it was, man, they had it down.
It was down at like 6 or 7, wasn't it? Or
Well,
was
they
it?
had it past 60 feet below full pool, and that's not normal. They had it like 3 feet
Oh man, 3. I didn't realize it got that
So, Ray,
low.
remember
Yeah.
that picture you took that looked like a totem pole on
Yeah.
the side? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that still out there? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I can
surprised.
find it.
Yeah, you should go take
It
another
was-
picture.
When I posted that, people were like, man, I've been on that lake my whole life and never seen it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, it looked like. I mean, I've seen all kinds of critters in it. It was
It
unreal.
was New Year's Day, and I did a lake tour, and I took these people from Venezuela out. We couldn't speak to each other because they didn't know English. And we were out there, and the lake was like halfway down, and there was no wind. It was a perfect
Ooh, that's nice.
And there was a reflection of the rocks on the bank in the water. And when we they took the picture first, and then I took one. And when you took that picture and turned it up, it was a perfect totem pole with faces of animals. in it.
Yeah.
That is really
Guys, there
cool.
was a fox. There was a cougar. There was all
And
kinds
it was
of
like
stuff.
the rock on the bank was reflecting in the water, and I mean, it literally looked just like
That's
that.
really cool.
Oh, okay, looked like one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was wild. Like it was really.
Yeah, I wish I'd have sent that to WLOS.
Yeah, that
You
was.
know, that's why if you find it again, take it again, and I will.
got
I'll send it in to
somewhere.
LJ
I
there.
go through Google.
Or the Graham Star. You
Oh,
know,
the
you
Graham
could have
Star,
sent it to
yes.
your local
Yeah,
press.
I
too.
know.
It's really, really cool.
It is.
Yeah, I want to look at it when we get done. I'll take a look at it. It sounds
It's
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah.
What surgery? Oh, yes, I did talk to her, yeah. But that's still not really out there. Yeah.
Go on to closed session.
No, we don't need to go into closed session, no. It's just,
Any action items?
I didn't have any, so.
Alright. Alright, so we'll adjourn the meeting. Our next meeting will be Wednesday, March 16th. And
5:30.
at 5:30, yep, it is 6:12, and meeting adjourned.